Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. Today, we've got a story that I think you're really going to love. It's a really cool story about human connection and resilience and, of course, the power of music.
Oh, yeah. This one's really special.
Yeah, it is. So we're going to transport ourselves to a bustling hospital in Kampala, Uganda.
Okay.
And just picture the scene. You know, typical day nurses rushing around families, anxiously waiting. And in the midst of all of this, there's this young boy lying in his bed.
Ah.
But he has this look of hope on his face.
Okay, got it.
It's a pretty powerful scene already.
Yeah.
It's a story that really intertwines, music, the human spirit, and genuine human connection.
So are we talking about you said a hospital visit, right?
Yeah.
So is this like a celebrity visit or something?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
So this is where the story gets really interesting. So Rude Boy, one half of that legendary P-Square duo arrives at the hospital.
Wow. Huh.
Not for a publicity stunt or anything,
Okay.
but because he was genuinely moved by this boy's story.
I see. Okay, so this isn't like a, pre-planned thing.
No.
This is like an out-of-the-blue visit.
Exactly.
Okay.
You can imagine the scene, right? He pulls up in this sleek SUV.
Right.
And you've got this contrast between, this everyday hospital environment, and then you have this superstar arriving.
Right. Yeah, total juxtaposition.
Yeah, and what's even more striking is his motivation. He was personally touched by this boy's situation, and he wanted to offer support that went beyond just music.
Wow, so he really felt connected.
Oh, he did. He was quoted as saying, "When I learned about his situation, I knew I had to come." This is about more than just music. It's about showing love and support to someone who truly needs it.
Wow, that's really powerful.
It is. It's pretty incredible, right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that challenges maybe our perception of what celebrity philanthropy is?
I mean, it definitely makes you think, you see so many of these things and you're like, oh, is this just for show or whatever? But I mean, when you hear someone talk like that,
right,
it just feels different.
It does. It feels like it's coming from a real place. Right?
Yeah, it does.
So this is where the story takes on yet another layer. So a nurse revealed that this boy had this deep connection with Rude Boy's music.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and how he would sing the songs to lift his spirits.
Oh.
I mean, it's really amazing, right?
Yeah.
To think about the impact music can have during those tough times.
Absolutely. I mean, music, it's so powerful.
Yeah.
It just reaches people on a different level. And
totally.
Yeah, to think that this kid was finding comfort in his music is just beautiful.
It really is. So then they meet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And just picture this, right? The boy's totally stunned.
I can imagine.
Tears of joy. This instant connection.
Wow.
It's like time stopped in that room.
You think about that. Here's this kid battling an illness.
Right.
And then his idol,
right,
the person whose music has been getting him through, appears.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine.
I know. It's really incredible, right? And so Rude Boy doesn't just stop at the visit. He brings signed CBs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, custom T-shirt.
Wow.
And he even writes a handwritten note.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, so these little touches go way beyond like a typical celebrity appearance.
Totally. It's like they actually mean something.
They do. It shows that he cares.
Yeah.
And then to top it off, he makes a promise.
Oh, what's that?
That this boy will have a spot at his concert.
Wow.
When he recovers.
Okay.
So you can imagine what that means for this boy.
Oh, yeah, like a light at the end of the tunnel?
Exactly. Something positive to focus on.
Yeah.
And then get this. He starts singing right there in the room.
No way. In the hospital room.
The family joins in. And all of a sudden, this atmosphere of worry and anxiety transforms into just pure joy and laughter.
I love that.
It's incredible, right?
Yeah, I mean, it really shows you how powerful music is. You can be in a place like a hospital with all this, worry and everything, and then music comes on. And it just shifts the entire energy.
It's like magic.
Yeah.
So, this isn't just a fleeting visit either.
Oh, okay.
Rude Boy sits with the parents.
Right.
He offers encouragement. It just really shows a genuine commitment to this family.
Wow.
It's pretty remarkable, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is going above and beyond.
It is.
Oh.
You can tell it's not about the photo op.
Right.
It's about genuine support.
Yeah, he really cares.
Yeah. And so the scene ends with the boy waving goodbye from his hospital window. Huge smile on his face.
Aw, I love that.
I know. And you get this sense, that this is an encounter that's going to stick with him.
Oh, absolutely. This isn't something he's going to forget.
No, definitely not.
Yes.
So what are your initial thoughts?
I mean, it's incredible, right? It really shows you the power of human connection.
Right.
And the impact that even a small act of kindness can have.
Exactly. But there's even more to this story.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So join us as we continue to dive deeper into the meaning and the significance of this incredible event.
Alrighty. So as we kind of like dig deeper into this story, right, it's important to remember that it's about so much more than just a quick visit.
Yeah, it's definitely not your typical celebrity drop-in.
No, not at all.
Huh.
So what stood out to you about this initial meeting?
I think it was the way Rude Boy really went above and beyond what you'd expect. You know, he didn't just like write a check or make a quick appearance.
Right.
He actually spent real time with this boy and his family, and you could feel the genuine connection.
Yeah, I mean, even in the source material, it talks about how he sat down with the parents and really listened to their story and like offered words of encouragement.
Right, it wasn't just empty gestures.
No, it was real human interaction.
Which can be incredibly powerful.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, have you ever felt that kind of like connection with someone where you just knew it was authentic?
Yeah, totally. I think that's what makes this story so compelling. It wasn't about, you know, a celebrity using their fame for good deeds.
Right.
It was about a human being connecting with another human being.
On a deeper level.
Yeah, exactly. And it really makes you think about how we can be more empathetic and compassionate in our own lives.
Totally. Like, we may not be famous musicians, but we can still try to bring that kind of light and hope to people around us.
Exactly. And you know what really gets me is that image of the boy waving goodbye from his window with this huge smile.
Yeah.
Like, that just sums up the whole thing, right?
It does.
It's a reminder that sometimes even a small act of kindness can make a world of difference.
Especially when someone's going through tough times.
Absolutely. It can give them that boost of hope and resilience they need to keep going.
Makes you wonder what was going through that boy's head in that moment.
I bet he was feeling so many things at once. Gratitude, joy, probably a sense of hope for the future.
And it all goes back to that idea of music transcending boundaries.
Right. Even though Rude Boy and the boy are from totally different worlds, they connected through their love of music.
It's pretty amazing.
It is. So I got to ask, has there ever been a song or an artist that helped you through a tough time?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Music has always been my go-to for comfort and inspiration, you know?
Same here. Whether I need to chill out or like need a boost of energy, music always hits the spot.
It's like the soundtrack to our lives, right?
Totally. And the story just shows how powerful that soundtrack can be.
Yeah, not just for individuals, but for whole communities.
Right. Think about it. Rude Boy's actions didn't just affect the boy.
Right.
They inspired the hospital staff and sent a message of compassion to the whole world.
It's like that ripple effect, you know?
Eric. One act of kindness creating waves of positivity.
So how do you think we can use music to make a difference in our own communities?
I mean, there are so many ways. We could volunteer at a local music program or share our favorite songs with someone who needs a pick-me-up.
Yeah. Or even just be mindful of the music we choose to listen to.
Right. It all comes back to that intentionality.
Exactly. So this story really challenges us to think about music in a whole new light.
It's not just about entertainment.
It's about empathy, connection, and the power of human touch.
Well,
we've talked a lot about how music connects people, but in this story, it's like even more than that, right?
Yeah, it's deeper.
Yeah, it's like music is a source of strength when times are tough.
Right, like a lifeline.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Rude Boy's music really was a lifeline for this boy.
Well, yeah, the source material said that the boy would sing his songs to like lift his spirits.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know, just to find a little bit of joy in a tough situation.
So it's like an escape almost.
Totally. It's like when things felt overwhelming, he had these songs to hold on to.
And then Rude Boy actually shows up and sings for him. I mean...
Yeah, talk about taking it to a whole new level.
It's incredible.
It's like the music went from something he just listened to like a shared experience.
Right, like a real connection.
Exactly. And can you imagine how powerful that must felt for the boy?
Oh my gosh, no. I can't even imagine.
To have your idol singing your favorite song in your hospital room.
Just for you.
Yeah, just for you.
Wow. Has music ever been like that for you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Music has always been there for me. You know, when I'm stressed, I can put on something calming. Or when I need a boost, I've got my go-to hype songs.
Yeah, it's like a soundtrack to our lives, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
Underscoring all the highs and lows and everything in between.
And I think this story reminds us that music isn't just about, you know, individual experiences.
Right. It's about communities, too.
Yeah, exactly. Think about how Rude Boy's actions had this ripple effect.
Oh, yeah, totally. He gave hope to the boy, inspired the hospital staff.
And spread a message of compassion to the world.
Yeah, one little act of kindness, and look at the impact.
It's amazing.
So how do we do that? How do we use music to make a difference in our own communities?
That's a great question. I mean, we could volunteer at music programs.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or just share our favorite music with someone who needs it.
Or even just be more mindful of the music we surround ourselves with.
Right. Like, what are we choosing to listen to?
And how does that affect us and the people around us?
Yeah, if it all goes back to being intentional, right? So I think what we can take away from all this is that music is so much more than just entertainment.
Yeah, it's about empathy.
Connection.
And just basic human kindness.
And I think that's a really beautiful message.
It is.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with this thought.
Yeah.
How can you use music to spread a little bit of joy and hope in your own world?
Something to think about.
It is. Because even something small can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
So thank you all for joining us on this journey. It's been a really heartwarming one.
It has.
And we hope you leave feeling inspired.
Me too.